Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cinema Circle, the show where we converse and review about all your favorite movies coming out of Hollywood. A show for the fans, by the fans. I'm your host for today, Zander Francis. With me is the beautiful Miss Kiki SB.
Hey.
And this is Mr. Scenario Shaquille VonJevy.
Hey, what's up? The three of us are back together.
Back in action.
And
The
I
team.
am so excited to talk about this movie.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm charged right now, you know?
Okay.
Today we're doing the Purge election year, the Purge Part 3. Kiki, please give us a summary.
2 years after choosing not to kill the man who killed his son, former Police Sergeant Barnes has become head of security for Senator Charlene Rowan, the frontrunner in the next presidential election, due to her vow to eliminate the purge.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start this one off, man. This movie is my line. I mean, it gave us more. It took it to the next level. It answered my question, which was how they were going to elevate themselves from the second one. Because the second one blew me out of my seat, personally. Mm-hmm. I loved both the first and the second movie, but they're a very different species, which I enjoyed. Now, I didn't know if they were going to do something completely different. I didn't know if they were going to go back to the blueprint of the first one instead, because that happens a lot in franchises. Mm-hmm. But where they went with it, I really liked it. Frank Grillo is now the protector. Mm-hmm. He is very sure of himself. He knows what he's doing. In the second one, I thought it was the whole revenge motivation. Yeah. So this time he's the protector. I love the character development. They're building around this man, which is I think it's nice to see because I like returning characters.
Yeah,
Me too.
we saw a couple of them.
Yeah, and I tend to get attached.
Yeah.
So I like seeing a few of them. So that's good. I love the genre bending aspects where it feels like, and this is from the second one, and it carried it over. Action, horror, and science fiction. It's got a very Running Man kind of
that too.
air about it, right? It's like this post-apocalyptic, even though it's not really apocalyptic. It's just futuristic kind of.
And it is set in
it's
the
like a
future.
dark
anyway,
future.
right?
A dark future, exactly. And that's kind of where it's like science fiction a bit to me.
Well, the first one was set in 2022.
Was it? I was just gonna, because they didn't give us a year for this one.
Yeah.
So, but that was very, very. They kept going with it. This movie's 18A in Canada. Canada. Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah. So 18A here, restricted in the U.S. It just pedaled to the metal, balls to the wall. The violence, the language, just. This is an adult film. I love to see that. I'm an adult. It's nice to see a film that's made for me and not something that's worried about being politically correct. It was a great time.
Yeah, for me, I actually really like this movie. I came in with very low expectations because I didn't think that they could take it anywhere else from the theme of purging, right? This movie was off the hook for me. So, like, the action. There was so much action, and the story wasn't boring. It kept me going, kept me moving, right? Whereas the second one, they were kind of more stationary. The setting was in the house for most of the time. They were kind of on defense in that story. But this one, like, they were in the house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this going to be another Purge 2? Are they going to stay in the house? Nope. They left the house. They went on the road. And while they were on the road, I like the fact that you seen what was going on. I mean, the first two, you seen that too. But this one was real grim. Like, the scenes that they focused on as they were headed through the town, I like that. The acting was really good.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I mean, like, everybody was good. Like, every character to me did a good job. To me it was a good movie. I liked everything about the movie. I liked the ideals that the senator was trying to end the purge. Then there was another side who was trying to keep it going with the new founding fathers.
They weren't wrong. Like, they didn't see anything wrong with what they were doing.
Yeah, with what they're doing. So they thought purging was good for
those
society.
Those guys are scary.
Yeah.
Those guys
everybody
are scary.
was sick. Like, everybody is sick and twisted in their head in this movie, and I like that.
villains, whether it's real life or in film, the scariest villains are the ones who don't think that they're doing anything wrong. They think that they're doing the right thing. I really like this movie. I thought that the good for me was number one, I loved the costumes. I loved always with the whole franchise.
Yeah.
The costumes and how they present themselves and how they the imagery and stuff like that.
On Purge Day, right?
On Purge Day, yeah. On Purge Day.
Wonderful.
Like I think that it's so creative, and because you're showcasing so many different types of people, they stay creative with all the different types of looks that you can have on Purge night and in the different settings and areas. And while I was watching this one, I'm just like, the writer is just very creative, because who's to say, like, when I guess if it doesn't even have to do with a plot point and you're just driving and you're passing like a street and then you see something happening, they didn't have to write that in, but they did. And then it's always something different that you're seeing,
and it contributed to the realism.
Exactly, right? Like, hey, there are things going on. So I really like that. I love the action. The action was 100. I loved I like the fact that you can take, like, we're in an age right now where horror movies are just about paranormal activities, and they're not like, I was introduced to it like in my era when I was coming up. My come up of horror movies was more slasher films,
Darkness
right?
in Here.
So I like that. Yeah, I exactly. Yeah. I like that. I like the fact that a real flesh and blood person could do this to another flesh and blood being, and you know, like, it just makes it a little bit more scary. It's more real. Like, somebody that you talk to could end up turning around and cutting your throat. So that's what I really loved about those type of movies. And this brings it back. My bad is this: the dialogue. I did not like the dialogue.
Okay.
I felt like the writer should have brought somebody else in to write certain lines for certain characters. I felt like he was very disconnected from his.
A little forceful.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
they were
not natural.
Very exactly.
Yeah.
Even coming from.
I want to add to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the acting was great, but the dialogue kind of made me a little like.
Creepy.
That didn't sound great.
It just doesn't sound natural.
Nobody talks like that.
No one
thank
talks
you.
like that.
No one talks like that.
Yeah.
Joe could have been such a good character.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you guys even for that.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, these people talk
there's
like
a
this?
Oh my
Really?
God. There was a point where he was just like, my Negro. No, he wouldn't have said that.
He
would have been like, he would have said
right?
the real shit.
Yeah. Like, I'm like,
no one says that shit, right?
Don't try and sugarcoat it for.
Yeah, for the audiences.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he should have brought somebody. It's like they were trying to. He was trying. The writer was trying, but holding back. Just give it to us if that's how you're gonna do it, because it has to be natural.
The second one was more interesting to me because of Frank Grillo's journey.
Yeah. And the other characters around him. Their stories I thought were a lot
I definitely like the second one better, but it's not like I hate this one.
No.
So, because this is a threequel, guys. This is a huge threat of being horrible.
And it wasn't.
And it wasn't. Yeah. So, that's where I'm happy about it. But, no, I like the second one better.
I don't know. I guess the biggest bad for me was the dialogue for certain characters. Other than that, I like to see that the setting moved, and that made it enjoyable for me. So nothing was really bad about this movie. I just took it for what it is.
Here's our verdict for the Purge election year. I think it's the perfect summer movie. While it's not for the entire family, this is why I go to the movies in the summertime. I want to have a great time. I'm buying this on Blu-ray. It was just very entertaining, kept me on the edge of my seat, even though some parts were like, typical. I went in, it was off the hook, like Kiki said. And I love movies that basically commit to what they're doing and believe in themselves, other than with the few dialogue miscues we're talking about here. So I think it's balls to the wall, pedal to the metal. 8.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna have to say that this movie was good. I really enjoyed it. I I just want to see a little bit more of the returning characters. So I want to see my girl from Game of Thrones return. I want to see where she is, what happened to her after that whole night of the first one, right? I want to see some of the surviving characters from the second one. I want to see, like, I would like to round, like, if they're going to do a fourth one, I would like to see Grillo return. I would like to see the senator or whatever return. I would like to see some of the returning characters from just the franchise alone. As much as I liked this movie, it just for me it didn't give it that
stagnated.
Yeah, it's just it kind of pulled down for me from the second one and kept it just straight line. Like it wasn't as interesting. Like the characters weren't as interesting or whatever.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
But I like where the story's going. I want them to continue. I will watch another one if they have another one.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, so my rating for this is gonna be an 8 out of 10.
Cool.
Okay. Like overall, it was an enjoyable movie. Like I didn't really have any parts where I was bored or I was really uncomfortable watching whatever was happening happen. Yeah. And I could go watch another one. I could. I came in with really low expectations for this movie, so I guess that's why I'm satisfied that it didn't meet those low expectations. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie an 8.5.
Nice.
From all of us here at Cinema Circle, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, please direct them to cinemacircle1@gmail.com. We also have Instagram.
You can follow us on Instagram at cinema_circle.
And happy Canada Day and happy Independence Day.
Yeah.
When it comes.
I'm Zander Francis.
Shaquille.
Kiki SB.
Peace.
Signing off.
Oh yeah. Stay blessed. Keep it 100. Peace out. Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Also click like, share, and subscribe.